Hey, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show. Thanks for tuning in to the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM. If you're interested in sponsoring my show, you can send me an email to the Mike Wagner Show at gmail.com, or you could also donate to the podcast. Just go to the Donate Listen site, and you can also donate whatever you like. Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast. For those who are interested, Anchor can give you everything you need in one place for free, which you can use right from your phone or computer. We got creation tools, allows you to record and edit podcasts so it sounds great, and they'll distribute the podcast for you so it can be heard everywhere. Spotify, Apple, Google, many more. And you can make money from the podcast with no minimum listenership. So download the Anchor app for free or go to Anchor FM to get started.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with a wonderful lady from Calabasas, California. She was a one-time business owner in film production, entrepreneur, former tap dancer, mom of twins, and she's also got a brand new website called justjans.com, and you wonder what that is. She's got a great story to tell you and how to order, and this website will just make you hungry as well. Talk about some of the recipes and everything else, and I mean, this is just, oh, I'm so hungry already. Live, ladies and gentlemen, from Calabasas, California, from the kitchen, here is Jan Hogrewe on the Mike Wagner Show. Jan, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. It's my pleasure.
Oh, my gosh, you're making me so hungry. You're the founder of JustJans.com. You're a one-time business owner in film production, entrepreneur, former tap dancer, and a mom of wonderful twins, and you've got a really unique product out there, and I guess you be jamming, they say. But first off, before we can get to all that, tell us how you got started.
Wow. Well, excuse me. Yeah, it's an interesting story. I will say it was completely by accident. In that I was I don't want to say transitioning out of the film business, but I was still doing it. My husband at the time and I had a production company doing behind the scenes and specials for DVDs and featurettes and that kind of thing. And the creativity part of that business was waning. At the same time, my marriage was ending and a couple kids getting ready to go off to college and taking care of a mother with Alzheimer's. And that's not to bring it down, because the jam business sort of fell into my lap when I was asked the exact right question at the exact right time. So I was taking my fig jam that I was making regularly. I had a tree I planted in the backyard, and it just kept growing and dropping figs. So I decided to make some fig jam because I can't eat them all fresh.
Ooh,
so
yummy.
I was given a jar to a friend of mine who then introduced me at the local Starbucks. We were having a little meeting he wanted to do a documentary. And so we were meeting, and I had my jam with me, and he introduced me to this gentleman in the food industry. And he tasted my jar, or he tasted it, took a little sampling out of my jar, and he said, "Wow, I like this better than what's on the shelves in the markets today. Would you ever consider doing this for a living?" And that was it. That creative spark just exploded. I went to the market. I bought mangoes and pomegranates and other fruits that I liked. And I got busy in my kitchen, and I kind of like to say I turned into a mad scientist, but it really was a spark of creativity that I hadn't felt in a long time. And I was open, I guess, to the universe saying, here's an opportunity. So I hired this gentleman to consult with me and followed him to meetings, and he kind of, guided me on where to go and co-packers to look at and pricing and spreadsheets and all kinds of things, and just kind of digging in from the ground up. And that is how it all began. But once you make it, it doesn't sell itself off the shelf. So I've had some other very, very fortunate breaks in folks that I have met that decided, one woman who decided to launch my product nationwide. She waited a year for me to get my product in jars. So it's been serendipitous and kindness of strangers and all those things. So
that was amazing. And of course, you talk about having so many figs from your Kada fig tree. How long have you had that fig tree in your backyard?
Well, I don't live there anymore, sadly. I do have a fig tree in my current house, but that tree grew from a small, I thought it was supposed to be a miniature tree, and it grew. I don't know how many feet high, but it grew enough for me to make big spreads for the holidays for family and friends, and I still had left over, so it was last a year. But it was bountiful, to say the least.
Wow, I could use some as well too. And of course, we'll talk more about your jams and also website, and also some of the recipes as well too. But first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@SonicWebStudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with Jan Hogrewe, the founder of Just Jams, here on the Mike Wagner Show, talking about how she got started in the jam industry, and one-time business owner in film production, entrepreneur, also former tap dancer, mom of twins. And let's talk about Just Jams for just a minute. So how'd you come up with the name, and what makes your product stand out from the competition?
Alrighty. Well, the name. That, I can't honestly say I know where the germ of that idea came from. I thought about Jan's Jam or Jan. I'm not sure. I honestly can't remember. I know that I didn't want to call it a jam company because I was afraid if I didn't make a jam or I wanted to make something else, that I would be cutting off my, cutting it close there to call it a jam company. And it turns out I make a curd and a marmalade, and I actually don't make a jam at all. They are considered fruit spreads because of you have to have a certain amount of sugar in your product to be able to label it a jam. So I don't use as much sugar, and therefore it has to be labeled a spread. So there's that little tidbit. But the Just Jans part, here's the interesting thing. So again, named it Just Jans, and my mom, bless her heart, who is still here to see me launch, when I told her what I was up to, and I let her know, I said, this is the name. I think I'm going to call it Just Jans. I was kind of creating my logo and designing labels and such. And she said, I don't know if I ever told you this story, but your father, before he passed away, and she was 7 months pregnant with me, he said, I know you're going to have a little girl, and I want you to name her Just Jan. I want you to call her short for Janine or Jana or Janice. You name her Just Jan. And so my name is Jan, not short for anything. And when she said that, I said, we're done. That's the name. So it kind of got named before I knew the story, and then I found out the story, which just solidified my decision. So
that is
glad Mom was here.
That is something. I think karma just came all together, and you didn't need a crystal ball, Ouija board, or anything like that. And also,
right?
Also, too, you talked about having jams requiring a certain amount of sugar and your spreads having like less sugar. And you also mentioned about curds and marmalades. I mean, you can tell us the difference between the curds and the marmalades, and what's the easiest to make, and what's like the most difficult among them?
Okay, so, and then I will answer your other question, which is what makes mine different. And I would love to address that first, which is I had to think about that because I had to kind of see what else was out there, because obviously I wanted to be on store shelves, and that was, that was an aspiration. I was trying to kind of do gourmet retailers and wineries, and basically I could kind of say I knock them down one store at a time or one customer at a time. But I would say the difference, of course, is the lack of sugar, which lets the fruit be the star. So the fruit shines first. That's the first thing you taste. I do use sugar and pure cane sugar only to help preserve. And also it helps texturally. It gives it a little bit more of a body to it. So like my fig spread, I will always pair that with cheese. So it will stand up to the cheese. It's not, if I don't put any sugar in them, they tend to be a little bit more runny. But so that, and so the flavor is bright and kind of like my raspberry. I have a seedless raspberry. It's like literally like a mouthful of raspberry. So they are fruit forward. And I've had people tell me I can feel or I can taste the passion in your jar. So if that makes sense as to why mine is different, it's like homemade. And I have someone who makes my products for me. They do them by hand, but their kettles are 150-gallon kettles. And so to answer your question on what's easier, the marmalade takes a while. Some of the spreads are easier than others. I would say those across the board, like the fig and the organic strawberry, those kind of come together easy in that, you could, I don't want to say you can make mistakes, but they're very forgiving when they're being put together. I won't say the same about curds because a curd has butter and egg in it. So to get it to set right so that it won't separate. I'm learning a lot of chemistry while I'm doing this. I was never a science person in school, but boy, I've learned a lot doing the food business. But so that's very tricky because to make it look nice in the jar and to also give it the texture that you want and the flavor and the creaminess, those things are all very sensitive when you're making a curd product. So those have definitely been the most challenging.
It sounds like you're doing a really good job with it. And besides fig, what other flavors do you offer?
So we have the Cadota Fig's my signature, and that is still my number one seller. For almost 8 years, it may will be my 8-year anniversary having launched product.
Wow, happy 8th anniversary to Cadota.
Thank you. We have a tangerine marmalade. I have an organic strawberry, a seedless raspberry, a lemon curd, which is like lemon pie in a jar. I have a pumpkin butter that's kind of like a pumpkin pie in a jar. We have an apricot pepper, which is kind of a little sweet and a little hot. I use a little jalapeno in there. Ooh. So it's great for glazing shrimp or putting in I put a lot of these in cocktails or marinades.
Oh, nice.
And then we have an award-winning tangerine sriracha, which was developed by my partner who came on board with me about 2 years in, Chris. He thought we should be on different shelves as well as the jam and jelly aisle, and he had a spark of interest in doing a hot sauce. So he put my tangerine marmalade in with a homemade sriracha that he made, and we have a tangerine sriracha that actually won us a very nice award in the food industry, kind of like an Oscar.
Wow, that is amazing. Go ahead.
No, you go.
No, I was going to say, I never heard of a tangerine sriracha until you told me about it. I looked at it, it's just like appetizing yet very challenging, and makes me want to try it.
Must. And if you like Bloody Marys or hot chicken wings or avocado toast, it's great over eggs. You put it over everything. It's really, really good. I will make sure I have to get you a little care package shipped out here.
Oh, that'd be great as well, too. And also, what are some of the other flavors and creations you're currently working on right now? What other combinations do you have in the works?
So I've got, we actually just launched a a raspberry curd, so it's very creamy. It's delicious. It's exclusively in Cost Plus World Markets currently. We are working on also launching a pineapple curd, but in my little world over here that won't be exclusive to anyone. I've got a cherry spread, kind of a tart cherry, which is delicious, that I'm hoping to launch this year. And we've actually kind of started a new venture into the gluten-free world.
Oh, wow.
Not because either one of us is necessarily in need of gluten-free eating, but because we recognize that a lot of the products that are out there, when baked, kind of don't taste very good. I won't say that about all of them. I've not tried them all. But our consensus was, why don't we try our hand in that? Because I bake a lot and I use my spreads as, the middle of a thumbprint cookie, or I put it in an oat bar, or put it in cakes. So we've kind of done some events and put the product in there, and Chris developed a gluten-free flour blend that rises nicely. It doesn't taste like cardboard. It's actually I would like to say, we have a chef friend. He was the chef on the Queen Mary, and we gave him 2 pieces of coffee cake. One was with regular all-purpose flour, and the other was with our gluten-free blend, and he couldn't tell the difference.
Really?
And I think he was actually a little irritated that he couldn't tell.
Maybe he was expecting a little bit different with the gluten-free. Now, I've had those at times, too, where it's like, you eat something that's gluten-free, I'm like, oh, I did not know about this. So
exactly.
So, of course, they're getting better. They're getting better as well too, and of course you talk about the diets as well too, with the gluten free. Now with the jams, the marmalades, the spreads, the curds, and everything offer. Now, are those compatible with the keto diets, the paleo diets, and the other diets out there?
Oh boy, that's a good question. And you know what? There's so many diets; it's hard for me to keep track of all of them. I would say, there's one that you can't have sugar, so no. Wait, give me the different diets out there. I know that we are gluten-free. All of our products have nothing in them that's not a fruit, or so there's no gluten in anything. That is a question we get asked. As far as the different diets, we do have less sugar. However, I know a lot of people are very conscious to not have any sugar. So we do use some. So that can be an issue for some of the diets. It is definitely, they're all vegan with the exception of the curd. So vegan diets can jump on in and have our products, and also use them in their cooking. Like I say, the apricot pepper is delicious if you want to put it in a stir fry or glaze, whatever you want, vegetables, tofu. So I know I didn't answer the paleo or the keto, but that's only because I'm not familiar with all the rules that go along with those diets. So you might have to help me out here, Mike.
Okay, we'll get to that part as well too. We thought you might want get you on that too, and then later on we can probably just say a little bit of information. But of course we'll talk about some of the recipes as well too. But first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Look on a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@SonicWebStudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with Jan Hogrewe, the founder of Just Jan's, here on the Mike Wagner Show. We talked about how she got started in the jam industry, later expanding to spreads, curds, marmalades, and a lot more. And just having this venture, she was in film production, entrepreneur, and we'll get to her tap dancing in just a minute. And we also have a recipe section under justjans.com, and this one looks really good. Bacon, cheddar, chive, Irish soda bread. And you can tell us a little bit more about that.
Oh, that's okay. That's a Chris one. He actually developed that. We don't have any of our product in there, and we do like to cook with it, but we're trying to come up with different recipes on a regular basis, just because that's a lot of what we do is, it's nice to try and change things up a little bit. So I've been actually trying my hand at sourdough baking bread.
Oh, yummy.
Baking sourdough bread, which is a 3+ day process, I have found. But I'm getting better with each try. My last loaves were excellent. So, of course, we can toast those. And I just had some this morning with my organic strawberry on there. But Chris wanted to try his hand at doing something for St. Patty's Day. So he did an Irish soda bread and crisped up some bacon. Boy, did our kitchen smell good. Some cheddar cheese and some chives. And actually, we put our apricot pepper on that when it was done, when that loaf was done.
Ooh.
And that was a real nice combination. So
I
would say it was a good way to serve our spread. But it was also delicious with a little bit of butter.
Oh, my gosh, you're making me hungry already. And, of course, looking at your recipe section, you have your arugula pesto, no-bake Meyer lemon cheesecake, or is that Mayer, tangerine ricotta fritters, sriracha empanadas, and you can just tell us a little bit about those. You're making me hungry.
The empanadas. Oh, my gosh. Okay, that was a while ago that we made those. Look, you're testing me now, aren't you? Let me remember. I have, let's see, hold on. I have a girlfriend of mine who comes over and she likes to cook too. So we'll do kind of hey, let's pull out a few of your flavors and let's create some recipes. So we have a little wine and we create and come up with new ideas. The sriracha empanadas, that we actually used a pre-made pie crust for that.
Okay.
So you can make your own. You can make your own dough, but you don't have to. So we try and hit it so that it can be an easy recipe, easy and fast, or you can also make it as complicated as you like by, of course, doing that yourself. But we did use a combination of pork and beef. I have a little fresh herb garden going in my backyard, so I picked a little bit of my fresh sage and oregano and chopped that up with some garlic and some jalapenos. And this one's actually one of those recipes that has a lot of prep, but the end result, they're so good. Talk about some comfort food that's a little bit different than your, mac and cheese. So definitely check out that recipe. And it does call for a little bit of our tangerine sriracha in there, but it's really a good one. They take a little bit of time, like I say, but they only cook for 16 minutes. And it's a great appetizer. So if you're having a party, well, all things considered right now, but when you're having a party, you definitely want to have these.
Oh, definitely, too. Speaking of tangerine, you go from an appetizer to a full-blown dinner. You have a tangerine rosemary pork tenderloin. And, of course, you got so many figs. You can make a fig pizza, and I find that very interesting. Of course, you talked about srirachas in Bloody Marys. You have a blood orange martini with a strawberry. And, of course, there's something that's very unusual. That's something I like to be very adventurous one day. Tequila, citrus, fish, skewers. You can just tell me about some of those recipes. I'm hungry already.
I know. Yeah, see, again, loving to cook with the spreads and trying to come up with a different take on it so that it's not just for toast. So that's kind of been, I don't want to say our tagline, but I've definitely used it as, we know we can do peanut butter and jelly with these all day long. My kids did, bless their senior high school year hearts, they were taking PB&Js with them on a regular basis. So, but the fish that we made, we used tequila and I had some orange juice, a little lime zest, soy sauce, and of course our tangerine marmalade, which adds a little sweetness to it because it's got enough sugar in it that you don't need to use any other sugar. And just put them on the skewers. And we trying to think if I baked these. Did I bake these? You're looking at them. I did. We baked them. Baked them at 425. And those were actually pretty easy to put together. And the fish reacted really, really well to the marinade. It was delicious.
That sounds
Am I making you hungry?
And even more hungry, too, like with these jams and marmalades and everything else. Can they be used for glazing as well, too, when it comes to barbecue and grilling?
Absolutely. What I do is I actually start to char it or put it on the grill first so that the drippings don't kind of get in there and catch on fire. But I do it kind of at the last minute, or you can put a tray down under, or, like foil underneath them. But I tend to do it at the end of the cooking process so that, one, they get, of course, glazed, but it, again, doesn't drip all over the place. But yes, definitely, I've used them for glazes on a regular basis. The fig, the marmalade is good at that, the apricot pepper, and the sriracha. What we ended up doing with those, we have a wing recipe on there, and we actually baked those on a tray, dusted them with a little garlic powder, and there's some other ingredients that listed on the website, but bake them at a really high temperature so that they come out crispy like they've been fried, but they've been baked. And then toss them in however much tangerine sriracha you might want after they come out of the oven. It's all a matter of how much heat you want to get on there. But, boy, serve that with a little of a ranch dressing, or if you like blue cheese. It's a really nice twist on a buffalo wing.
Oh, that sounds really yummy as well, too. And we'll talk more about what you have on Just Jan's as well, too, and where to buy and, how to purchase and everything else. But first, listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking for a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition way. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on themikewagnershow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with Jan Hogrewe, the founder of Just Jan's, here on the Mike Wagner Show. We talked about some of her recipes, some of her sauces, spreads, curds, marmalades, jams, and everything else. We talked about some of the recipes, what you can use them on. And, of course, I guess the big question is, where can we buy and how can we find your jams and jellies? And, of course, makes great gifts.
Well, thank you. Yeah, and we do a lot of gift baskets. We have those on our website, and that is justjams.com. We do custom gifts. We do things at the holidays, and we have a cute little gift pack that it includes 4 of our flavors: the fig, the organic strawberry, the seedless raspberry, and the tangerine marmalade. And those are in cute little individual size jars. They're 1.4 ounce, and they're all already in a gift box. And those make great gifts for hostess gifts or teacher gifts or and the like. And where else you can find us? Let's see, Amazon.com. They carry our product as well. We have a storefront there, rather. And we've just updated our map on our website, which will show you nationwide where we are available to purchase. Like I said, we also have that one product in Cough Plus. We're doing a test run with them. So that's available now, raspberry curd. And our lemon curd, we have a Meyer lemon curd in Williams-Sonoma. It's under their label, but our name's in the fine print, and I'll be good with that because they've been such a terrific partner for us. So that is where you can find us on all those websites and in the store.
That is amazing too. And what do we expect in later in 2020?
Well, 2020 will definitely be looking for our gluten-free Snickerdoodle cookie mix.
Ooh,
so that is almost finished. We are working on packaging now, and also Just Jan's cherry spread, which is sweet. It's got a little tartness, not only from the cherry, but also with the with a little lemon juice and a little lime juice, and it's delicious.
Oh, sounds like it. My goodness.
And that'll be fun to cook with, too. I'm actually looking forward to the recipes I can do with that. I've already gone beyond the fact that we haven't even produced it yet, but I already know what I want to do with it.
And it sounds like you have a really, really entrepreneurial spirit. And, just another question that just popped up on my mind. I know you've been doing some cooking with them for a while. Who are your favorite cooks that you happen to watch or, you grew up with or something. It's like,
Oh,
your
my
favorite
gosh.
chefs.
Okay, so as a child, of course, it was Julia Child because she was on. I think she was probably one of the earliest folks chefs that I remember watching. I've just started reading her book. It's called My Life in France. So it's kind of her beginnings and how she started. But I will say currently, I would have to say one of my influences, I would say someone I admire more. I can't talk. Someone who I admire who's a chef is Roy Choi. He wrote a book called L.A. Sun, and it's not only it's his journey to getting to become to being in this world, but how that journey and how his profession now has basically saved him. And not only are his recipes excellent, but his story is really incredible. It's an incredible journey. So I really admire him and his Koji truck, who we see here in LA on a regular basis for events and such. Always have to get his pork tacos.
I love those.
They're outstanding. And then Ina Garten, I just adore her. I think she's someone approachable and someone whose recipes are excellent, and she's got a whole make ahead cookbook that you can do in advance for gatherings, but they're not so complicated that you'd have to have gone to culinary school to be able to prepare. So it's nice for chefs to be able to present recipes to people who can go, okay, I can make that. So she's really cool, and I got to actually see her in person and have her autograph a book of mine. So, and Emerald too. So yeah, I've watched them all. I mean, I'm a Food Channel expert. I guess.
I was going to say, you talked about the Food Channel. What's your favorite show on the Food Channel?
Okay, so there's not as many cooking shows on there as much as there are like competitions or Beat Bobby Flay. I would have to say I really enjoyed Emerald Live. I also like Cooking with Emerald, and then there's a show, and the name escapes me, but it's with Ming Tsai, and he's not on their channel anymore. He's on another channel, but yeah, I would say I've probably spent the most time watching Emerald. He would be the one.
Oh, that's amazing. He's one of my favorites too. And who else do you consider biggest influences in your career?
Wow. Well, in this career, I would have to say I would have to go back to Roy. Roy's story really inspired me. His book inspired me. I actually want to read it again because there's something about this business and about sharing food and about you're breaking bread with people and you're sharing with strangers and making new friends, and people are in such I want to say people are happy when they're enjoying a good meal or they're enjoying conversation over food and cocktails. That the inspiration comes from a lot of the people I come into contact with when we're doing shows and demos, and it continues to keep me inspired. So I can't really name one person that continues to inspire me, because I feel like the people that I meet along the way who tell me, wow, this tastes like what my grandma used to make, or this reminds me of home, that just continues to make me realize that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and that I can't imagine doing anything else.
And sounds like you're doing a great job as well, too. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
Trust your gut. Don't take no for an answer.
Even when you're hungry.
Even when you're hungry, just trust your instinct. There's definitely a reason for that. And if it's something you're passionate about, you have to follow that. I truly believe that's a recipe for success,
Mm-hmm. And that's a really good one, too. And once again, Jan Hogrewe, founder of JustJans.com on the Mike Wagner Show. Jan, a big thank you for your time. You've been fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon, perhaps for dinner. Once again, tell us about your upcoming projects, what's your website, how do people contact you, and where can people purchase your jams, marmalades, and everything you have?
Well, thank you, Mike. Thanks for having me, first of all, and thank you to the listeners who are tuning in. Boy, you shot up a few questions there. You can purchase at justjans.com. You can also look at our map, which says where to buy, and there's local for your local stores here and across the U.S. Amazon. Cost Plus has our raspberry curd. Williams-Sonoma has our lemon, and they may still have some stock of our key lime curd. And recipes, of course, are all on Just Jans. If you do place an order with Just Jans, we will send recipe cards along with that so that you've got recipes to go with whatever flavor you have purchased, which is kind of a fun little thing. We have a whole slew of recipe cards, but there's definitely over 100 plus recipes on our website. And new products coming up would be looking for our gluten-free Snickerdoodle cookie mix and our cherry spread in 2020. That's our hope for the year.
That's amazing, Jan. Thank you very much. You've been fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Do us a favor, keep us up to date. Looking forward to have back on in 2020. And come on by for dinner, or we'll come by your place for dinner.
That would be great. Oh, and you said where to contact. JustJans.com, we do have a little area, so you can email us there, and we'll get right back to you. You can direct message us. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest are all under Just Jans Spreads, and that's 2 S's. So it's Just Jans Spreads, and that's you can direct message us, and we'll get right back to you.
That's great, Jan. Jan, again, a big thank you for your time. Looking forward to having you again soon. Do us a favor, keep this up to date. Again, we'd love to have you back on 2020.
Cool. Thank you so much for having me, Mike. You have a great rest of your day.
Thanks for listening to the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.